Welcome back to Brighter Shores. We foraged for ditch spray for 24 hours. Because I want the levels, and XP, and everything. 21.6 bags of the stuff. 155,000 experience. It's pretty good. Good enough to get 132 forager. Reach 133 for dappled bone spikes. So this is the new simplified level up screen here. And show a bunch of extra stuff. I do question if skipping a level is going to actually show all the information. And we've also used up half of the doubled experience for this. So, might be good enough for 2. Past milestones. I'm professional penalty here. Yeah, I know. The Forager profession. We reached milestone 1 in the Forager profession. I've already done that. Reach a new milestone. Made the place in the world upgrade to improved versions with higher rewards, higher level requirements. So you have new goals to work towards while still allowing old and new players to play alongside each other. Anytime you can use the button to temporarily go back. Yeah, I know. Already did that for the combat stuff. Sure. Okay. So we were doing, what's this? 1 ditch spray. Passive. This is active. Where's passive? Passive's down here. Okay. This is 130 ditch spray done. Okay, all these other things we need to do. So this is still the 2 times XP. Not for long. We're at 132. So we do another day of this. That's going to use up the rest of the 2 times XP. We're still going to be short. So it might be a situation where we want to do at least some active training. We also do need to do some active training in order to get more knowledge points and stuff, so that's good enough. Okay. I guess we will just use this all up here. Got any storage rift here? Yep. Perfect. Put all this away. It's used for the 111 alchemy thing. What's our alchemy? 114. That might even be accurate. That'd be good. Getting the stuff we actually need, in theory, should be closer to a level here. Would make sense. That was one of the ideas of the whole milestone thing here. Let's grab some more ditch spray. And then see how it goes. Almost 24 hours of ditch spray. 21.4 bags, 150,000 XP. That is 134. Now gather dappled bone spikes. Is that 133? So it does show things you passed by level. That's something. And we have 0% double XP remaining. So stamp. How's that looking? We're in Forager. Passives. There's at 135. You can still get like half XP, that's fine. So it's possible that it was always this secret double XP for a little bit of time system, and it wasn't just you lose all the experience when you're doing a lower level thing. Maybe. But now, there's no bonus anything. So technically it'd be better to train this actively, but not right now. 0% double. Unfortunate. Good enough, though. There's the less XP business. 22 hours, 71,000 XP. Still passive. Still great. Now forage for pasty maggots. If we had another knowledge point. Stamp. Okay. Let's go put these in storage. And work on the next set of stuff here. The whole milestone business. Oh, wow. If we do enough milestone bits, each individually given a tiny chunk of knowledge point. I guess we do have enough knowledge. Knowledge? Yes. It's maggots. Okay. So we can also do that. Alright. I guess what we want to do now, we looked through all the combat stuff last time. Got all of the cards that we could. Coming soon, unlocked. Lots of things requiring milestone 3. That's 50, 100, 150 and everything. Well, 150 equivalent. Combat is more milestones? Less milestones? I think it's more milestones. There's so many combat levels. It's a thing. Anyways, we've now got reasonable levels in all of the Hopeport stuff. So let's go back to milestone 0 and see what we need to see. We'll get a butter spray. We're going to thicket right here. I guess. This is... There's the active, passive, other unlocks, which we already have. So we need to down level the spray here. Just this spray, it's fine. It's the only one we need to even. Forage for butter spray. 0% double XP. Because we unlocked it before, so we don't get any bonus or something. We have to see in anything that we actually do end up doing any active training, whether or not the double XP is lost permanently on other options. Stop that. And that is one tick of that for 28 out of 28 milestone 0 forager cards. So it does keep a lot of the things you've already done, which makes sense. Milestone 1, you go pick up a damaged shark jaw, and dappled bone spike is new. Then a lot of different stuff in the passive and other unlocks. We might even need to go and get these first. And try some stuff though. Damaged shark jaw. It's on the shoreline over here. Just head that way. Level 2 trowel, pond net, and secateurs. What are the tools here? We got no enchantment levels because we don't have the money for that. It's only a little tiny bit of extra XP. Let's grab a damaged shark jaw. I don't want multiple of these. You need a tier 2 trowel. Okay. Well, let's go and get new tools, I suppose. Probably a better use of money than just like going and getting all the capes. Couldn't afford all the capes anyways. Of ways of, I think of resources we have a lot that might be worth some money. I think we might have some leather that might be useful later for the whole armor stuff. If / when that ever happens. I'm not gonna worry about that just yet. Let's go to the tools store. Forager's warehouse. I'll get the foraging stuff going at least. How much is this gonna cost? It's gonna upfront cost immediately whenever you get to the next milestone. Here's your reward. All your tools don't work. Fantastic. Alright. Secateurs 2. 120. Trial tool is 180. And the pond is 231. Yay. Okay. Now we can at least do things. Back to the coast. Start from the top. And there are things we can't unlock here, so we're not going to be able to get every card. And we can't afford all the capes, so that's also not happening. So that's where we currently are here. Run past the aggressive guys. They're 143. It's supposed to be a 2. I don't even know. Or combat 2. Have we shrunk combat down to milestone 1 or something? I don't even know anymore. Dusty femur shards. Locked. Yes, because we don't have Forager 144. Let's grab some shark jaws. There we go. Most of the shark jaw has been lost to the elements. Okay. And there is a symbol there. This is like boost resources or something. Kind of an awkward system, I think it is. Since if you boost the stuff, then you get weird amounts of things and it doesn't fill up the inventory right. Because everything is balanced on going through a certain number of rooms, getting a certain amount of resources, all 4s and 6s and stuff for the 24 inventory spaces. But depends what you do and what kind of loops you're doing, how much space, how much stuff you can get. Anyways, that was that. Double bone spikes. Down here in the wild path. Let's go get that. And these are used in 110 something in the mine for shield crafting. This would be for our shields. No, we're rocks. This is bones. Or something. Just first time with that. So we can thoroughly shatter this bones for bone weapon crafting. Okay. Main concern is going to be the things that we cannot purchase from shops anymore. We'll figure out that when we're actually getting to things that actually use things, of course. Okay. Ember Nettle and Knotted Rack are apparently new, but we already have the cards for it. Sure. I'm going to do that one. Rewards. XP, less knowledge, and only 90% profit. So we look at... We could worry about what things give the most knowledge percent, or whatever. Balance reward activities. This one gives 107% knowledge. At a certain point. Between having to figure out different banking routes and looking through all these individual reward screens, probably be quicker to just do whatever and not really worry about it. The swing is not too impressive. Profit, not even really a concern for the most part. XP, I just want to do most knowledge, because that would get us to a point where we can do more of the passives. I guess we would care more about the XP, at least in some fashion. If we get to the point where we have things that have... We are at the point where the passive is only given half XP. As much as it says 2 times XP, it really feels like you get half XP after it's a limited time. Anyways, we got all of these we need to do. Cheapens in the field down here. Feather is over the stump. Log is there. Oh, this way. Some worms. These are down by the beach. And these are in the hovels. Okay. A couple of different passive spots right here. Some worms. Grab some worms. One 200th of a worm. 1/200th of a bag of worms, perhaps. Lasts for less time because there's less inventory space. We're not going to give it the whole 19 hours of 0 double XP. Alright, stop that. Just here for the cards and the ticks. Any beetles? Can't do the beetles yet. Maggots in here. Forge for some pasty maggots. Amazing. Okay. This mostly works. Eventually. Focus that. I'll pass these guys to the next passive spot here. Passive foraging spots, specifically. Some moth wings. Here in the log. Okay. Oh, this guy. 1937. That was definitely a higher level beastie there. Combat. Definitely still a thing. Okay. So essentially, with every milestone, just go through the same things, I believe. At different milestones, possibly different something sometimes. For the most part. Just 10 different versions of each individual item here. Over here we got brown kelp and green kelp. No kelp? Yeah, maybe some different things. Nope, there's tan kelp. Might just be a slightly different level. Silver kelp, combo kelp, copper kelp, bulbous kelp, violet tide kelp, kraken kelp, deep sea kelp, ultimate forager cape. We got some pondweeds and bell plants. Some new things are added at higher tiers, like pondweed. Bell plant is wall plant. Nope. Bell plant is new. That's what the new means, okay. So the new just means it's new at this tier. Milestone. So, for the first milestone, there's less total things. They're mostly spaced out in a reasonable way. First 50 levels. There's like less new things per levels. Previous was like every 2 for the first 20, then it dropped off a cliff. Also like the XP curve doesn't drop off a cliff quite as bad. Like 200 or something. Not that we're level 200 in anything, but still. Where were we? We're doing stuff down here. And some feathers and anemones. So the seashore, the anemones, and the feathers are the stump in the middle. Okay. They were not buying the cape, because we can't afford all these capes. Alright. We do make some money from doing some of the passive stuff. But possibly there's more money to be had doing active things specifically. Or just selling a lot of the stuff we get actively. Some value or something. At any rate, let's finish up what we can here. There's that. And the first time XP. Isn't too much, really. Can we see the total experience we need anywhere? Price to the next level, 33,000 out of 83,000. This is awesome. 35 out of 50. That is the level. Next knowledge, 23%. 23% of the way to the next knowledge point, I guess. Past milestones. Tower Forger profession we could drop down if we wanted. Usually want to collect an item from earlier in the game for some reason. If you have your other skills just completely off and you need active something. Let's get into the middle log here. Get that. It should be good. As long as we get past these thieves. Everything just let us pass. Alright. White fluffy feathers are now in here, I guess. Maybe different spots for each thing. At least each milestone. Could technically be in other spots, but Especially if these actually have the models. They're just different colors. That. There's 24 out of 32 Forager Milestone 1s complete. And we don't have access to these 5, these 2. We can't afford all these capes. That is Forager complete. Got a whole bunch of new 200ths of a thing. Okay. How about Fisherman? Milestone 0, we need 2 things still. We need a salmon and a sardine. And we're probably also going to need ready. What? It's ready. Milestone 1. Spear. Fishing spear is ready. I think that is the buff bonus resources or something. We're going to need to get Milestone 1. Cast net 2, looks like. Then Lobster Pot 1 is 1 because it's new in Milestone 1 for the lobsters, which we already did. So we need Cast net 2 if I want to do any of that fishing. And everything else in here is here, but we got the grubs and stuff. Okay. Milestone 0 Fisherman. Only need... Fishing? Only the 1 stuff. 1 star. Milestone 0. Doesn't have a cape in it. Okay. Fisherman. Milestone 0. Salmon and sardines. Salmon follows the juicy pasture and coast. What do we need to fish a salmon and sardine? Is that just regular fishing? I guess. So we're just doing that actively, and that's the only 2. I think salmon and sardines are new. Salmon falls on the juicy path up there. The stony coast and the scuff shoreline. Okay. And fish are both of those. And milestone 1, we can't do milestone 1 that. Recenter, teleport, coastal. Go get some fish. Which makes some amount of sense. One thing that might be slightly awkward here is the milestone leveling up every single thing at the same time for the entire... unless you set it to only do specific things back down. Because if you get to the next milestone, it's going to update everything, but then you can't do anything. It looks like a milestone, like the sun. Solo catch a sleek sardine, 144 locked, but blue. Fall back to oily sardines, so that's also an option here. Still going on this, but we're going to get the oily ones. Okay. Good. Not used for anything. Okay. Such a fats and fish oil are healthier sorts of fats. Sell it. And that's it. New recipes. New fish. Something. Not these, apparently. How about a salmon? Salmon good for anything? I mean, just selling it is also an option. Look at the reward value of oily sardines. It's not very profitable. It's got more XP. It's also low, so it's probably not. Catch a spring salmon. We can't, so fall back. Stab a pink salmon. Fun map. This one's used for chef. Salmon of many colors depending on the angle of the light. Lots of different salmon to come, I'm sure. Okay. That's the milestone 0 fisherman stuff. So we got eels and flounders and bass and rays, cons, grenards, basic passives, all that. How about milestone 1 fisherman? We got bass, ray, trout is new, cod. and black bream, and the cape we can't afford. Okay. Seashell Shore, it's right there. Ray Bay. Back up here. And what's it called? Is at Starfish Point. It's all kind of down on that way. And the black bream, at the central waterfront, we're probably going to need a bait for that. Since it's a passive thing. Okay. Let's go fish. Brown trout. Those. We're just gonna be filling up all the different banks with all kinds of different stuff here. It's gonna be great. Hopeport, coast other side here. So the lowest level things actually show what level they require. And then any of the milestone things just show the milestone number. That's something. Okay. So a bass, a ray, and a cod. There's a ray. Dim ray. Okay. Stab that. Yeah. Not the brightest of rays. Okay. Bass and a cod. It's a cod. Where's the bass? Here. Where's the bass? Double catch the bass. Look at that. 2 bass. And there is, like, I think the special net that we purchased is technically used for that. Flounder? Flounder. Yeah, cod. Looks like a Starfish Point. Cod basic. Yep. Yeah, I think that group anything was just generally slower. You need to wait for the other person to get to the next spot. Can't queue them up as effectively. Got these though. Bass in place. Here's a waltzing cod. Stab that with a spear. Or net. Maybe we still use the net. Is it bigger net? Something. Tools. Yeah, just a regular net. 49 seconds for something to happen here. I guess we used the double and then we have to go back in to use it again on this something. Limited time. There's some jade. Okay. Anyways. You catch a black bream. We probably don't have the ingredients for that. That's for herring. This is for bream. This could be it. 1-weight bream? 1 for 1. It's 1-weight bream. Pine needle worms for black bream at the central waterfront. Alright, perfect. I'll finish. Except for the cape we can't afford. Fisherman, milestone 1 stuff. Okay. So yeah, a few of the different things. That's probably what's going to end up being needed for new recipes and stuff. Maybe. Or the things that no longer exist and we got money back for it, or things are cheaper and more expensive, and yes, just everything. Black bream. That's one less thing we need to store in a storage spot. Take 1/200th of a worm jar and get 1/200th of a fish bit. Maybe we can go cook this fish bit and sell their Find a bit of that. Run out of needleworms. I dream of breeding. Okay. That's all we can do here. We got 3 here, 2 here, and the cape. So that's fisherman. You can fish stuff. Sometimes 2 things if you click the button every minute or something. Slightly inconvenient. You know. Next up, chef things. Back to chef 0. Cod and chips, salmon quiche, apple pie, Radican thyme. Okay. We'll store everything we can in storage. There's things that are completely useless besides selling to a shop. They're not going to go into storage. We can either go to the shop or just drop it. All these different banks. It is a bit of a mess. Is it everything? Yep. Except for this useless sardine. Who would ever use a sardine for anything? Literally has sardines currently. Ah well. Should go sell it to a different shop. Okay. Here's the fishmonger. We're not gonna really sell too many fish if they're useful for doing other things instead. You know, buy any fish from him? Also possible. Let's see what we have for here. All these new recipes we can't look at. Can we view the recipe? We can view the recipe if it doesn't exist. Okay. We can review the rewards of the thing. Profit with shop ingredients minus 141%. Profit with ingredients with fishing 90%. Minus 140 to 140%. In what way is 140% negative profit mean anything? Compared to other things? Weird. Slit cod and a piper potato. We need to get this potato from somewhere. He sells them. This is Milestones 0. Right. And okay. Piper potato. Just continue to be in the shop. And what recipes, things I need. Some quiche. We need some pastry. We need a tan apple and a pastry. Tan apple pastry. We need a salmon bit. We need a cod bit. And Radican thyme. We need lemon thyme. And stuff. Okay. Let's see if we have any of these ingredients. Because in theory we could. Need some cod and salmon for these recipes. Let's look at the ingredients bank. How is this working? Got some tan apples. Okay. Need cod and salmon. This one? And salmon. Salmon quiche. Sounds good. Let's make things with the ingredients we have. It's on the oven. There is tan apple pie. Lovely. Pink salmon quiches. Also goes in here. Okay. Boil these potatoes. Mash the potatoes. Multiple steps. Multiple steps. Batter this fish. Fry it up. Need raw sausage. That's not the right thing. Basic mashed potato. Deep fryer. Deep fry. There you go. Raw. Basic raw chips. Basic mashed potato. Or sausage and mash. You don't have that. That's not the right thing. Can't even sell it. It's not in a real shop. Mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes also makes 2, which is something. Pepper potato. Info. It's also for cod and chips. Well, we need to not mash it if we're making chips, I guess. With a frying pan. Fry the potato. No? Chopping table or boiling pot? Chopping table. Chop the potatoes at this spot. Okay. I'll make the chip bit. Then we need to deep fry these bits. That makes that recipe. Okay. Also, there is a cooked meals bank now. Because cooked meals are, in theory, going to be something at some point. Which is a question. We'll worry about that when it actually happens. Okay. Maybe if we make a whole bunch of meals, we'll worry about it. Okay. We need Raddock and thyme. Let's see if we can do that. Well, we've got some time. Lemon thyme. 36, that. Alan Raddock. From the fish stall. Alan Raddock. Really done that before. It changed to be something else, or we used it all up, or something. Or it's a different recipe now. Or something. Right back here. It's gonna be a full Alan Raddock we're buying. That's not ideal. Never gonna use that, because we don't waste an hour doing a level 35 chef passive thing. Raddock and thyme, yep. There you go. We got a lot of these. Didn't say anywhere how many we have in the bank or anything either. Which would also be helpful information to have. And the banks are enough of a giant mess. It's hard to really keep track of it. A condensed information mode would be helpful too. If you look at the stuff in here, it just takes up all the space to show you 2 pictures of a thing. And doesn't say what level anything is besides the milestone. Hover over it. Nope. Go into it, go to info, it actually says the levels of things. There's definitely enough space here to show all the information. Some raw basic chips. Guess we got 2 chips from that potato too. Okay. So potatoes are worth double. Good to know. So oven up this chef recipe and finish the Chef Milestone 0 cards thing. That should be good. Okay. Now with the passive meals still possibly do something. Start that. Based on this, currently no. Okay. So that, all this, store that away, or we could throw it out, or sell it to a shop or something. Unless we can just keep on throwing everything into the banks. Just gonna not worry about it. This would look like you got all the things. I don't even have the lowest levels, some of these. That's good. Chestnuts? We have a chestnut. Anyways. That's milestone 0, chef. Let's move on to the next one. Dukin roasted chestnut. Grill. Striped grilled bass. Fried ray wings. Poached trout. Baked bream. Gold. Senior Radican time. And the bounty board, which is here. Chef is a bountiful milestone. This milestone completing a bounty grants a new one immediately. But also the bounties have been changed, so usually they're just common bounties of very little value. Are they even profitable? Probably not. 7 wings. You get a little bit, you get some XP, then only that much money back. So you could go lose a whole bunch of money running around, not getting good experience, and hope to get a good bounty. Or you could just completely ignore the system. Also an option. And that's even with they immediately come back. Awkward. Alright. Dukin roasted chestnuts is new. So what are these chestnuts in here? These are Dukin roasted chestnuts. There's one. Let's look at the recipes for this. We just need a chestnut. That's great. Striped bass needs a striped bass. We have striped bass. Yep. Take that. We need fried ray wings, which just needs a dim ray. More of these one-item recipes. Makes things easier. And a poached trout. View recipe, brown trout. Tea, trout, this. Okay. Let's do it. Get all these first-time bonuses. We're doing on knowledge points. 33% to the next one already? Not bad. Boil, grill, and frying pan. How much XP and stuff is all this given? 176. It requires ingredients. We'd have to look to see precisely how much you're making or losing based on buying the ingredients. Fry an entire ray in here. There you go. And these are, again, for the cooked meals bank. It's 110. Actual prices are not the actual sell prices. It's the in between the sell and the buy prices from shops. That was an option. Can't even buy these from shops anyways. Yeah. That is Chef Milestone 1, active, complete of what we can. And a black baked bream. There's a black bream. And this one, which is gold Radican gnome time. There's a black baked beam, one bit of that. Okay, gnome time. Nope. To buy that from the shop, assuming we can. And Radic, we also have Bellman Radic. Nope. That's the lower level one. This needs gold Radic. Okay. So we need time and Radek. Presumably we could get these from actually doing stuff. From the 125 fishing passive, we would actually do that. That'd be somewhat usable. And here, view recipe, this 127. Don't quite have the level to get that. So we could do these chef things with things we would get passively. Again, also assuming that it's worthwhile to do the passives and they last long enough to get reasonable amounts of resources. But all the levels are at least closer, so that's at least something-ish. Most of our levels are fairly close together. I mean, they're kind of all within the same milestone, so that's pretty close. Need Redduck, the second one. There we go. Okay. Get that. It's 11 out of 24. Listen, all these in botanist. Chef, 131. 31 is good progress through there. We're at 13. Get these two. Or recipe across Hopeport. You have to do a bounty board thing to get the bounty board checked off there. Potentially. Everything's in the oven. Lasts for 20 seconds. Double XP, no. Too low level. Gets the nerfed XP. Some wasn't that. Here's some double XP. So these ones ahead are getting the double XP. It's the same everywhere here. Yep. Something like that. Okay, stop that. So our 200ths of a meal. 200ths even, for what that's worth. Okay. Right. Yeah. Chef, milestone 1. We got the bounties unlocked, because there is chef bounties. Then 2 is something, then 3 is something. Not quite any of that, though. Okay. I'm gonna do one bounty board thing. Get the check mark here. What would lose us the least? Chef 131, cook only. Appetizing vegetable stew. Take it. Okay. 1 appetizing vegetable stew. So we get 447 bonus experience, 153 copper, instead of being able to sell it for what it's actually worth. So we go to mixed vegetables, appetizing vegetable stew. Buying it for 1.5 silver. Ouch. Man, we're losing a lot. Losing a lot doing this bounty board. Probably losing a lot doing anything. See if chef is even a profitable thing to do at all. And we just appear. Maybe it's a bonus? I hope. And we boil the soup up. We get a base of 153. I guess it was bonus there. Then we keep it? Okay, that's better. And then we completed it, so it exists. Alright. So it's more of a bonus than turning it in or anything? Are any of these go turn it anywhere? Because these are all the basic cook-only bounty system. So maybe if you get the rare ones, they're actually more interesting and you can go do, bring them to places, getting more money and stuff. question would be, is it more worthwhile to do all this stuff? It's a bountiful milestone, so in theory, it's systematically calculated to actually be worth doing. Distance between things and cost of everything and everything. But again, that's only assuming you're doing it right. Rewards of Stew. Balance rewards given by 97% XP, 96% knowledge, and negative 61% profit. Oh, it's very, very balanced. Very, very good. It's worse than anything in every way. And you can only get the ingredients by buying it, and then you lose money. Awesome. Perfect. Completely irrelevant. It's also bad XP and bad knowledge points. Fascinating. Alright. That is all the chef milestone 1 things we can do effectively. So what about alchemist? What can we do here? Mine, crapless, and stonewall potions. Look at all these XP potions. It's also like more different levels of everything. Possibly can buy more things from the actual potion shop here. In terms of potions, we could probably get some more potions here. Would be a bad idea. What do you got for me? Boost level, fear, forensics, healing 30%. Healing these 35%. Strength plus 50. Don't actually even use those anyways. Some fear potions. We also don't use those too much. Some concentrated healing potions, although we probably can't anymore. Also, these have been moved. Look at that. Weird. Let's make it harder to click on the potions. Bank. When you're facing the correct direction. Alright. Starting. Alchemist. Milestone 0. You need to brew up a Mine, Chronopolis, and Stonemaw Hill XP potion. Can we even do that? These things that even exist? Cave moss? No. And pine cones. These are from picking it up in a cave. Picking it up in a hill. Okay. More Stonemaw Hill stuff. It does not exist. Alright. Olives and spices. And beastman claws. Alright, let's look at the ingredients here. Do we have any of those? Yeah, olives. And spices. And bitter fruit. I don't have any beastman claws. Use with passive potion station. Okay. So we do that. These are passive XP potions, I guess. Okay. Do that. So we can buy the beastman claws. I mean, we can see if we can buy the ingredients for the Stonemaw potion, I guess. It's possible. Let's go to the ingredients shop here. We need beastman claws, mine reagent, cave moss, and pine cones. It's not here. Not for strength potion, not for sale. Any pine cones? There's a pine cone. And cave moss. Yep, also have cave moss. Okay. So we go in here to the basic mine XP potion view recipe, beastman claw mine reagent. 4 potion, clear in the bank. Store in the bank. Potion reagents. Beastman claws. Oh, is it called mine reagent? Is that the name of the thing? Mine reagent for mine XP potion basic. Mine reagent for this one, claws. Okay. So mine reagent, beastman claws. Okay. Was that tier 2? View recipes. This. Oh wow. Well, that's not right then, is it? I guess no. That's still not right. Yeah, that is not anywhere close to. I mean, tier 2 combat in the mines still not right. So that's not equivalent levels at all. I don't think. It's still 50. Info on this. It's milestone 2 mine passive combat thing. Milestone 2 mine. Which ones use drop claws? Beastman? Wildman? Combat milestone 2. Here's combat milestone 1. Chosen foes, passives. Out here, chosen foe passive, chosen mine option, base. Be a tier 2 passive, but you have to choose them though. We chose forest and passive for our combat milestone 2. There's something there. Maybe. Maybe not. Let's make these potions. At least one sip of them. Or a 200th of a sip. I don't know. All works for 20 seconds of a sip. So. And that's what we need. That's combat. Potions. It's milestone 1. Last thing in milestone 0 is the basic Stonewall Hill XP potion pinecone that doesn't exist option. Okay. These ones at least make sense. These are 30 and 33 for a milestone 0 potion. I think combat's just incredibly weird because it has so many more milestones and all the striping things. At any rate, as Alchemist, milestone 0 cards complete. Go to milestone 1. We don't have a lot in here since we're only 14 levels in. We've done all the active things here. There's new fire potion is available. And this one here too. All these. Moderate boost level and XP Hopeport potions. And the cape we can't afford. Okay. So for this we need one of those fluffy feathers and a moth wing. For this we need a ditch spray. We have a lot of those. Go to the potion bank here. We need a white fluffy feather, milestone 1. We need a Nimni milestone 1. We need feather we got. Various kelp, limpet, mine reagent. All these different mine reagents for mine speed potion boost level. And this the moth wing we needed. Now feather and a wing. And a ditch spray. So it's a S for spray, ditch specifically. Ditch spray, butter spray. This one. Yeah, full one of those. We're getting a bunch of these. Passive feather wing. Do that. Huh. We have a lot of spray, but not a lot of other stuff. And we can't see what level it is because it only says 1. Bruce with that. And let's Stop. And use the anemone and spray. Make that. We can't afford all the capes. Okay. Why does this XP Hopeport? Recipes. Strawberry anemones, 125. Picking it up past that, so we're never gonna get those. We're not gonna get any more sprays either. Okay. So, that's all these. Look at all these. Fantastic. Okay. So, it's this. No other tools to level up or anything. We could technically enchant things, but that costs money. Knowledge is doing alright. Okay. So we're not going to make any more progress in Alchemist. Unless we go and purchase more of the potion ingredients. So we need strawberry anemones and ditch sprays. Okay. We got 62 of these. Let's go buy anemones we need. We get like a chunk of it or something, or we already just pick one up? Bed letting anemones. Milestone 0. Okay. Got a lot of stuff out here. A lot of it is the same stuff, but there's a lot of stuff out here. Trade, buy, strawberry anemones, 11. And we can look at passive, moderate, 6% XP, Hopeport potion, info rewards. Gives less XP. Profit with the reagents is 140. Profit with shop is minus 15. We have half of them, which is not on this list. Close enough. Still going to last. Yep, still only lasts 12 hours. Needs to be an extra step here where you combine the passive ingredients into a concoction, and you can actually use it for the full 24 hours. But still. That is Hopeport. Looking great. Could go buy the Hopeport cape to celebrate looking at all the Hopeport stuff, but we can't afford all these capes, so here we are. Making potions. Head out into the forest. Next time. Goodbye.